pad. And as you can see, we've got every car from the Audi e-tron to the BMW i4, and then obviously a huge array of other vehicles available, what is available now in this market in British Columbia. Outside of that, obviously you can see, we're in the beautiful ballroom within BCC. To your right hand side, you'll be able to see Ask an Energy Expert. So partnering with BC Hydro to be delivering content sessions throughout the week, but enabling people to come and ask questions about how they can start their energy journey, or even go to that next step as part of their energy, whether it's solar panels, heat pumps, or even just talking about mobile mobility in terms of connecting with bikes. Perfect. So we're here at Unico, and I'm just going to introduce Glenn, and Glenn's going to talk to you about some of the latest innovations that are happening at Unico.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Unico Power is a Western Canadian company. We started in 2017, and we sort of took the approach that electric vehicles were at the time the future, but by today would be now. We think that's the case. And the issue really wasn't the cars, but so much the electricity and the power to charge those cars. So this company focused on power management, and EVs are just one of many things that will be electric in the future, including heating and hot water and solar and batteries, all these things. So we developed a product that really manages power in a building, make sure that we can automatically allocate the power to the things that need it, and power everything without having to add a lot of supply. So we've done 140 multi-unit buildings, and none of those needed any electrical upgrades as far as capacity. So there's enough power to power all the vehicles, and it's going to power other things in the future. We now took that same technology, and we just launched our Listo Home product. It's a home energy management system that does the same thing for your home. It certainly today will manage the charging of your car. It'll allow you to do things like time of use, make sure that if you want to charge just with solar, you can. But it also has the ability to integrate with other things in the home. So if you want to add a heat pump in the future, if you want to take your hot water that might be natural gas today and make that electric, if you want to take your heating and make that electric, this device will control all those things automatically. The homeowner doesn't have to make a decision, doesn't have to choose between, do I charge my car or cool my home or heat my water? It's going to automatically do that. And as I say, we're launching this product today. The product doesn't require any changes to the electricity panel. So if you have an undersized panel, a 100 amp panel, you can still get a large level 2. This is a 48 amp charger. Typically you wouldn't be able to do that. It doesn't require any changes to the home electrical. It plugs in, it runs off your home Wi-Fi, it communicates with the devices, and automatically controls them. It doesn't turn them off, it turns them down. So if there's a peak demand, it's going to turn it down. This will also work with the utilities. So BC Hydro is implementing some programs today to say at certain times we need to reduce the load on the grid. You just can talk to BC Hydro and say, okay, even though we're not exceeding your home capacity, maybe your neighborhood needs you to turn it down a bit. And so that'll turn that down as well.
And as I mentioned earlier, it's not just all about cars and home energy. We've also got some electric jet skis, which have been brought by Taiga. Again, electric outboard motors, pedal watts and ASIL power. So you can see in the ballroom obviously a huge amount of opportunities to really understand what is going on within the home energy market. But outside of that, obviously we've got dual motorcycles being exhibited here today as well. So again, just showing that multimodal approach of what is available in the market. And also working with schools of transition and BCIT. So this is, for us is so important to work with the different institutions as well, really to show what is available in the market, but also how we're teaching the next generation and how we can support that energy transition. Working with the likes of BCIT, Vancouver Community College, and you'll see some fantastic things downstairs when we get to them with solar race cars, and that's actually going to be looked after this week by all the students as well, which is fantastic to see from our side. Okay, so next stop on the tour, I'm going to introduce you to Ali from Envo, and he's going to talk a little bit about what the latest developments are happening at Envo. So really looking forward to that. So my colleague's just going to bring over a microphone.
Hello everyone, good morning. What you see on this floor, my name is Ali Kazamkhani. I'm the founder CEO of Envo Drive Systems. We are a company in micro mobility space in Vancouver. The products you see on the floor are not special products. They're not, you may have seen golf carts or ATVs or different type of these vehicles elsewhere, but the thing that is special about this product is the way they are made. You're not looking into different products. They have just one name. We call them UPT, Utility Personal Transporter. It's just one vehicle. Just look deeper into the way they are built. Same frame, same motor, same battery, same modular components are building variety of vehicles, electric mobility in electric mobility space that are trying to address niches and ignored use cases in micromobility in a very quick, like agile, cost efficient, and effective way. The thing is that micromobility space is talking about niches. It's all about niche products. You can't have a single micromobility or a small vehicle that does everything that a car or a big truck does. So making micromobility, developing a micromobility product requires to focus on a specific requirement for that specific use case. And that is when and that is something that makes it challenging to develop products and sustainable businesses in micromobility spaces. And that is the reason that a ton of use cases out there are still not covered or addressed by micromobility, and people are still using big vehicles, single passenger cars or trucks for that purpose. What we are trying to address here is offering a Lego style solution for different niche use cases to build the vehicle, the specific vehicle for that like specific niche use case quickly and agilely and in a reasonable price. And this is trying to make an ecosystem for businesses like us to be able to provide low quantity niche products but in an affordable price.
Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. I'm Michael DeVisser. I'm the founder of Ohm Electric Bikes, and we are one of the first electric bike companies in Canada. We were founded in 2005, and this product we're launching next year is our 20th anniversary model, and I can speak a little bit about our new bikes that we have coming out. Our company is focused on commuter bikes and recreational bikes, and with a purpose-built focus and bikes that are built to last. So for next year, this is a totally ground-up frame design designed around the Shimano step system, and it's featuring auto shifting technology, so you can focus more on the ride. It also makes the drivetrain last longer, so you won't need to service it as often. It also features a modular battery system, so you can choose between 530 watt hours or 708 watt hours, and it's also booster pack compatible, so you can add on a 200 watt hour booster pack to extend the range up to 900 watt hours.
8:30. It's 8:10. No, I was sitting in my tablet.
Okay, so welcome to the exhibition hall of Everything Electric Canada. Obviously, as you can see, we've got an amazing array of vehicles which we're going to be able to test drive and see over the next 3 days. So amazingly, we've got over 60 vehicles that are going to be available to be test drive over the next 3 days from manufacturers like VinFast, Polestar, Kia, Hyundai, Rivian. We have got an absolute immense amount of vehicles that are available that we can test drive over the next 3 days. Yeah, if you want to follow me through. And you can see from this amazing backdrop, obviously our test drive experience is partnered and sponsored with BC Hydro. And this is where everyone will come and do their test drives over the next 3 days. This is actually Canada's largest test drive of EV product ever run. And to date, this is hopefully going to be our largest product we've ever run globally as an event as well.
Yeah, hang on. Carlo, where are we putting media?
Around the side. Media would like to fill in to around the back, please.
This way, folks.
I want to welcome everyone to the BC Hydro EV Test Drive experience here at the Everything Electric show on the territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh. We're really proud to be providing the clean electricity for the 60 cars that you can test drive here over the weekend. Really excited to be showing you the whole range of EV chargers that we're offering as part of our EV charging network. And we've got a number of our employees upstairs who are providing advice and information and thought leadership on this important topic. So what a tremendous opportunity this is to just show the world what we can do with electric vehicles and electric products here. I want to introduce Minister Josie Osborne, the Minister of Energy, Mines and Low Carbon Innovation. And I'll turn the podium to you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Chris, and good morning, everybody. It's amazing to be here and to join you on the territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. I am Josie Osborne. I'm BC's Minister of Energy, Mines, and Low Carbon Innovation. Thank you for being here with us as we kick off Everything Electric Canada, and I just can't think of a better way to generate excitement at this conference than by sharing some very good news. Today, I am excited to announce a significant milestone in our government's efforts to power BC's future with clean, affordable electricity. British Columbians are on the front lines of climate change, from unprecedented wildfires, drought, flooding, and extreme temperatures. And they're seeing the impacts of the climate on their communities and on their economies. They are ready, though, to do their part and making the switch from fossil fuels to clean energy in record numbers, including electric vehicles. And that's why we've been focused on building out the infrastructure that's needed to make clean energy options more accessible and reliable. So I'm thrilled to be able to announce today that we are completing BC's electric highway. BC already has one of the largest public EV charging networks in Canada, with over 3,500 stations across the province. But soon, British Columbians will be able to drive throughout the entire province in an electric vehicle. BC's electric highway is a comprehensive network of public EV fast charging stations along all highways and major roadways in BC, and located no more than 150 kilometers apart. All charging stations along the electric highway will be energized, in service, and open to the public before the end of September. It's been years in the making, and the completion of BC's electric highway fulfills a key commitment in Clean BC, our government's climate action plan. We know that range anxiety remains a concern for many potential EV drivers, and that's why it's critical that we've achieved a broad geographic network, this kind of coverage across the province. Because no matter where you are in BC, you want to be able to travel confidently in an electric vehicle, knowing that reliable charging infrastructure is within reach. It really is a historic milestone in connecting our province. But today's announcement is about more than just travel within BC. The completion of BC's electric highway means that EV drivers can now go from Alaska, all through British Columbia, all along the West Coast, down to California and back. I want to say a big, sincere thank you to everybody who's contributed to completing BC's electric highway. It really has been a collaborative effort. It involves utilities, local governments, First Nations, our colleagues in the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, and in the private sector too. But we know that we have more work to do, because British Columbians are continuing to switch to EVs faster than we ever thought possible. Last year, more than 1 in 4 cars was sold in BC was an EV. And that's why we need to continue building out BC's public charging infrastructure and ensure that we meet our target of 10,000 public charging stations by 2030.
We are in British Columbia striving to reduce our carbon footprint And that is reflected, as the minister said, in the increasing number of car choices that people are making to choose electric vehicles over gas-powered vehicles. We have among the highest adoption rate here in British Columbia. We have 170,000 electric vehicles on the road in this province, well on the way to our forecast of between 700,000 and 900,000 through the end of the decade. There's been a huge demand for take-up, as the minister said. We're just really pleased to support the choices our customers are making. We're excited that drivers can now take their EVs on the road in British Columbia and access safe, clean electricity reliably and charging all across the province on our highways. We recognize the importance of the electric highway in supporting people's choices, and we think it will encourage continued adoption of electric vehicles. 111 of the 155 stations that form the electric highway are from BC Hydro's fast charging network, so 70%. We want to thank provincial government for their support, Natural Resources Canada, and the various site hosts that are making space available for us to install this critical infrastructure. We're really excited about the future and the next chapter of public charging with these brand new 400 kilowatt chargers, the fastest chargers in BC, capable of charging EVs twice as fast as the fastest chargers on our network today. A charger like this can provide up to 100 kilometers of driving to an average EV in about 2 to 3 minutes. So just a remarkable development in the technology. So we don't have a specific number. This is actually the first one in Canada, and through our relationship with ABB, we've got one of the first here in this province, and we'll be testing it out. But we'll be adding them to our network as they roll out. So today's announcement is just part of our ongoing commitment to support the adoption of electric vehicles in this province, and as an important measure in the fight against climate change. So thank you so much for being with us today, and I hope you enjoy what we have to offer here. So thanks.
The show and what is really available to hear and see at Everything Electric. So here's your left-hand side. So new into this year with Lucid. Obviously, when talking with BC Hydro, that 400 kilowatt charger, this is one of the vehicles in the market that can utilise that charger and realistically can fully charge within about 15 minutes to capacity. And then on to your right hand side, obviously working with the university teams. You can see one of the UBC solar racing teams to our right hand side. Again, a lot of the team are going to be here over the weekend and today supporting that, and obviously similarly with the UBC electric race car as well. But again, a phenomenal achievement that's coming out of our universities here in BC. And then again, another sort of conversation we were talking there about obviously heavy duty vehicles and conversions obviously into electric. We can see obviously from here you've got C-SPAN who obviously used an electric bus to ferry their staff around. Peterbilt and Edison on the commercial vehicle, so feel free to stop past and see these guys during the show. And again, the show's not just about all new, but it's also about what we can do with our cars as well. So again, you can see here, whether it's wrapping your vehicles, modifying your vehicles, there's a huge opportunity within this market that is not just exclusive for anything that is just naturally aspirated. We can do it with electric too. While we've got some time, while we just wait for a few of the stragglers to catch up, you can see onto our left-hand side here, Edison Motors. Phenomenal opportunity to see what they've done. This is their second year with us, so back again for 2024. It was met with rave reviews last year, and it's great to see the team back again this year. And probably has the best air horn I've heard. I heard it yesterday during our build-up, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm pretty sure it came off a train or something like that. There we go. A train horn on a, you know, so you will get out of its way, where, you know, purely because you won't hear it coming. I'll get you an extra plug in.
Here comes the horn.
Proof in point. we did say this is a truly multimodal event, and as you can see to your left is an electric aeroplane as well. So really trying to show what the diversification of everything electric really is in the market. And again, to your left-hand side, obviously GMC, GM being represented, as well as Chevrolet and Cadillac. So huge amount of the GM family being represented in the show. First time at Everything Electric here in 2024, so it's great to have the GM family on board with us this year. My personal favourite obviously is the Hummer, but obviously the Cadillac Lyriq with its amazing range. I'm sure you would have seen one of their adverts on TV. 575 kilometres is what it's averaging out at, so an amazing product here from GM.
Good morning all, my name is Jack Scarlett, I'm an automotive journalist and one of the presenters for the Fully Charged show. I'm going to see you through the last few stands of the tour. And we're going to begin with Polestar. Now I own and drive a Polestar, I'm a fan of the brand and drive cars for a living, and these guys have brought two things that I've never seen before with my own eyes. So we have Adam McLeod here, who's the regional operations manager. This is the Polestar Concept BST. Adam, tell us about this mad vehicle.
Thanks, Jack. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are thrilled to be here at Everything Electric for the second year in a row. Of course, we're showcasing a lot of things this weekend. Polestar 2, Polestar 3, Polestar 4, and of course this thing standing right next to beside me, the Polestar Concept BST. It's our latest concept car. This is a design concept which symbolizes what we can accomplish with our BST moniker. Now, if you don't know, BST is Polestar's sport performance sub-brand. BST vehicles have more extreme performance, aerodynamics, and design. BST is where we really turn the volume up to 11. This concept is based on the electric Roadster, which will eventually become the Polestar 6, a real production car. But right now, this is just a concept. So let's dig in. We start at the front with a really wide hood and this very unique vented hood. A racing-inspired splitter down at the bottom. 22-inch forged alloy wheels with Pirelli Elect tires. The car, as you can see, is finished in this motorsport-inspired silver, intentionally augmented with this white BST livery on the side, running all the way from the front to the back. It's a very classic racing-inspired logo. Polestar Concept BST is made with an aluminum unibody, designed and engineered by our UK R&D team. This is the same unibody design that you're going to find eventually in Polestar 5 and Polestar 6. What really stands out back here are these flared aero arches, a much beefier, wider stance. Much, much wider than the original electric Roadster concept. And of course, I definitely encourage you all to come up and take a look at this at some point this weekend, but you cannot miss this wing. It's a true, bold, motorsport-inspired aero wing with active dampers. Paired with an aggressive diffuser back here, this is truly inspired by sport driving. When you have a few moments, I encourage you to come around back and also take a look at our new take on our Polestar body-colored star logo. We've pulled it out of the car and given it this really cool futuristic look. Of course, the interior, can't forget about that. It is a 2+2, accented by Swedish gold touches. We've got these racing-inspired harnesses, and those Swedish gold touches are typically reserved for our performance vehicles. Of course, this is one of them. Lastly, the touchscreen operated Android Automotive operating system, a very similar concept that you're going to see in all of our production vehicles. So here at Everything Electric, we encourage everybody to come up and take a look at Polestar Concept BST. And while you can't drive this car, we definitely do encourage you to test drive Polestar 3 and the brand new 2025 Polestar 2.
We are here on the VinFast stand. I'm joined by Charles Chamberlain, who is a senior manager here for North America. Charles, I feel like every time I blink, and then look at VinFast again, a lot has happened. So just give us a breakdown of what we have on the stand here today, and I suppose the star of the show is the VF9, which people will be able to drive here for the first time in Canada.
Yes, exactly. We're part of Vin Group, 41,000 employees across the world. We are now in North America, Canada, US, Europe. Say hi to France, Netherlands, and also Germany. And the VF9, which is coming up soon, 7 passenger. You're gonna have dual motors that with the Plus can give you 402 horsepower. Design, again, Pininfarina that you know behind Maserati, Ferrari. We're very proud of our partners, and that's how VinFast is moving so fast. Like the name is, we are surrounded by great people. We want to make EV accessible for everybody.
Absolutely, and I think this looks like being one of the more affordable propositions in that 7-seater segment, of which there are not actually that many electric cars yet. So this car can't come too soon, can it?
Yes, you look at the Eco, 74,890 Canadian, of course, 78,890 for the Plus. And with the Plus, you have the captain seats, who are in the middle, ventilated. You have massage, no joke, even in front. So maximum comfort, 7 passenger. And the warranty is something people talk a lot about VinFast. We are new. We are passionate, coming out from Vietnam with the Bay of Haiphong, our factory, state of the art. By the way, a question they asked me, how are they made? 1,200 baby robots produce those at 95% digitally. When I went there, I was blown away, so it's quite amazing. Warranty, we stand by what we do. We may be new, but we have a solid warranty. 10 years, everything covered, 200 kilometers. And the battery, we listen to the people, they said, hey, I want my battery to be covered. If you go under 70%, under 10 years, unlimited mileage will replace your battery pack. So that's our solid warranty.
I'm joined here by Stephen Burke, who is a senior product planner here in Canada. In my opinion, there are few, if no, brands that have seized the opportunity of electrification quite like Hyundai among the legacy car brands, and used it as an opportunity instead of seeing it as this kind of inconvenience. And that's evidenced by this array of cars we have here on this stand today, EV and hybrid. So, I mean, Stephen, where do you want to begin? Which car would you like to start with? We've got too much to talk about.
A lot to talk about today. Yeah, we're here today to provide a business update, first and foremost, both nationally and for British Columbia specifically. We are going to be talking about why an event like this is so important for us and why we're excited to be here. Quick run through for all of our electric models here, fully electric models. And then lastly, we have some exciting news with our 2025 model year Ioniq 5.
Beautiful, so we've got lots to do. Let's begin at the beginning there. Why don't you give us a little sense of Hyundai's year to date, and then a little bit of a sense of the bigger picture of just how important electrification has been to Hyundai in recent years.
Of course, yeah. So 2024 has been quite successful for us. As of the end of July of this year, Hyundai Canada has sold just about 77,000 vehicles. 17% of those are fully electric models. In our brief history in Canada with electrification, we've sold just about 53,000 fully electric vehicles, and 20% of those have come to the British Columbia market. So that just shows how important this market is for us.
And then we have you at many of our events around the world, but this one is especially exciting, potentially the biggest array of electric cars to test drive that we've ever seen in Canada. Why are events like this important to Hyundai?
Yeah, everything electric fits right into our brand identity. We're fully committed to electrification, which to us is defined both by electric vehicles and hybrids. And it also allows us to display and connect and educate a passionate consumer base about our fully electric models, from the Kona Electric, the Ioniq 5, Ioniq 5N, and Ioniq 6.
Ioniq 5N back there, I'm sure you're familiar with already, but one of the most remarkable electric cars I have ever driven. It does things that I don't completely understand, to be honest with you, in terms of the magical imaginary gearbox, etc. But actually, this might be the most exciting car on the stand, because some of you may have spotted, this is in fact the newly facelifted model 2025 year Ioniq 5. What can you tell us about this car?
Yeah, so thank you all for joining me today. We do have to be brief, but we have some really exciting things to share about the 2025 model year Ioniq 5. Can't share every detail with the time we have, but we wanted to cover some of the few exciting things. So firstly, increased battery capacity. We have increased the battery size by just about 8.5%. And with that, we are targeting 500 kilometers on select long-range trims. We're also introducing for the first time NACS charging port and support through the 2025 model year Ioniq 5. And then lastly, we're excited about an introduction for our XRT trim for the Ioniq 5.
But what a stand we have. We have over here the new and improved hyper-powerful Rivian R1T on some excellent wheels. But I think the only place we can possibly start, Ryan, is here with the R3. So tell us about this little nugget for people who are not acquainted with it.
Thanks for that. Starting off. Ryan Patrick Joyce, I'm an interior director of interior design at Rivian. So excited to be here. Thanks so much. So this is R3. This is our smallest Rivian. It is a pre-production prototype. But even though it is entering into a new automotive space for us, it's a little bit less off-road, it's done in a uniquely Rivian way. Overall, I like to start with the silhouette because it is so unique. We like to call it a modern nostalgia. Something about it almost evokes, people have said, Lancia Integrale, some people have said first-gen Volkswagen Golf, but it definitely defies a definition of the segment. And nothing's better than that for us to create our own space. So it definitely has been designed to have a Rivian look right off the bat. So you can see it starts off with our unique and iconic Rivian Pill headlights with the crossbar bar, the lighting bar that goes across. But unlike its bigger sibling, the R1, we've taken it and kind of scaled things in a way that makes it fit a smaller proportion. This is designed to be a completely, to answer your earlier point, a universal global car, right? So in that way, compared to the R1, we've had to take something as subtle as the hood line side, so it has best-in-class pedestrian protection. And being Rivian, we don't like to add any extra elements that we don't need, so that cut line walks across the entire side of the vehicle in a really clean and integrated way. So we found some fun ways to play with our branding as well through the exterior. The wheels are designed to evoke the four-pointed compass badge, and you can see little modern areas over all the vehicle. So as an interior designer, that's where I spent most of my team, spent most of our time designing the vehicle. The interior is designed to, really there's three major things that I want to share with you about it. First is materiality, how we've handled premium materials. Second is technology, and then third is storage. So most vehicles of this segment, there's a lot of mold and color plastic. Come on over. Thank you. There's usually a lot of mold and color plastic. From the knee line up on every panel, we have a wrapped material. That might not seem too impressive, but for a vehicle this size, to commit to premium wrapping on all the main surfaces, that's a pretty big thing. And we've designed the instrument panel. If you take a look at the rear and back, it's a really clean rectangular silhouette, but we've broken it up in a way where there's this beautiful third reed, where you get a wrapped color on the top that is recyclable PU, and on the bottom, it's a fabric. Right, so it's very simple and clean to look at in the beginning, but then once you start to look, there's these little modern touches that just take it to the next level. In terms of technology, we do have a cluster, which if you drive a Tesla, you'll know how annoying that could be at times. The displays are very large. They are as wide as they are in the R1, but they're just a little bit less tall so that you can continue to give you that really wide feeling in the interior. The coolest part of the technology is how we handle the switchgear. We don't like to have switches unless it absolutely is necessary. So what we've done is we have these really large, pronounced scroll wheels on in the steering wheel, and they're super cool because they move up and down, but they also give you different haptic feedback based on what mode you're in. So if you're changing volume, you want that really precise tick, 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 tick. But if you're changing, say, ride modes and you want something really chunky, it changes the vibration, so it gives you that really cool chunky feel. So we handle technology at Rivian in a really modular, adaptable way. And then finally, storage. We have, of course, a glove box, but we also have a center glove box. Right, so just in the instrument panel, we're giving you more storage than I think anyone else does. Center console, wireless charging pad, a little place to keep your phone vertical, but also we have the large storage in the front, so you can handle purses, man bags, I have a few, and then storage underneath the cup holders where you can fit a full-size tissue box. Seats fold down to give you a lot of storage, but if I close it and then press this for just 3 seconds, you've got a perfect place to fold down the seats put your surfboard, maybe you drop the whole thing, put your camp cushion in there. So it's, again, doing a segment like this in a very Rivian way. So, guys, I'll be here all day. If you have any questions, please stop by. I'd love to talk to you, and thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Brian. That obviously concludes the press tour for today. Look, so thank you everyone for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day. Don't forget to book in for those test drives and have a fabulous day. Thank you very much.